So Gary, what's the plan today then?
Back on the obligatory tea break and fag break.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, I think the thing is, today is going to need to sort the patch out over there. So we'll show you how to deal with a bit of rough ground and what sort of thing we're after. Not applicable to every site, but you know, just a little bit of a rough corner to tidy up. And then we're going to start seeding up, I think. What do you reckon, Joe?
Sounds like a plan, to be fair.
So today I'm going to seed up what we composted off yesterday. Hopefully Joe will float around behind us a little bit and show what we're doing. I've got a couple of mixes that I want to blend especially for around this top end, so you'll see us do that as well. And then yeah, that'll be it. Friday, knock off early Fridays.
Sounds like a plan.
Maybe another coffee and a donut later on.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds good.
Yeah. So anyway, nice to see you today, Joe.
Yes, Andy.
Joe's had a little bit of a lay-in this morning.
I'm not a morning person at all.
Oh, that's all right, mate. I like that kind of first thing in the morning. Do you feel any better coming out and spending the day out in nature yesterday?
Oh, absolutely. I think I might turn myself around. Hold on. So, I suffer from kind of like depression and anxiety and all that, and I truly believe that being in the sun, being in fresh air and whatnot, really helps with your mental attitude. I mean, having someone around like Gary as well that understands all of this and you know has been through it and whatnot, it really does help. So the moral of the story is get outside, even if it's for a walk. I know it's difficult at the minute with lockdown and whatnot. I'm using whatnot quite a lot today now.
I wouldn't let you get away with
Whatnot. Where was I? Lost my train of thought.
I say have fun quite a lot.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is get out, go for a walk, get in the glorious sunshine. Vitamin D is only activated when you are in the sun. So that is, in my book, an absolute win.
We've taken up a good 20 minutes in sun today.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually taken up quite a lot because I've been enjoying nature a little bit today. Just been chilling out a bit this morning and just looking at doing what's what.
Yeah.
But it does have major kind of impacts in your life, working out in nature, being out in nature.
Fair play. Right, finish the fag break and the obligatory tea break, and then we'll get on with some work.
Yeah, cool. Let's go and crack on.
Sweet. So, Gary.
Yep.
Down here,
yep,
we see a thistle.
Yep.
I've just said, weed kill it. Spray some weed killer on it. Why? Should we not?
Well, I'm educating Joe, because Joe, forgive me, right, I don't think you've been out in the countryside a lot and have like a major understanding of nature and all its things, pretty much like most people don't. Thistle though, yeah, it's all spiky, but you know what, if you touch it right, you don't get spiked. Nettles, you want to see me with nettles, but no, this is really important stuff because this is bee food, so don't spray it off, Joe, leave it be.
No pun intended with bees. Alright, Gary, so the strimmer.
Yep. So yeah, we got like a load of dead grass in there. I did spray it off quite heavily. This patch is quite overtaken with dots and all stuff. It's just been a bit nasty area. So what I'm going to show you is just basically how to take the top off. And what we're after is like a really tight kind of cut down to where the roots were, and then we're going to blow it off, rake it all up and just get rid of it because it's not going to help any seeds out. We're putting, because it's quite a boggy at this end, towards the bank we're going to use a ditch mix, wet area mix, and then as we're coming forward I'm just going to put a little bit of the butterfly special in the front end, and that'll blend into the rest of it. So Joe's going to do, what are you doing?
Time lapse.
Time lapse.
Let's do a time lapse, shall we?
So you'll see me move quite quickly around everywhere.
It'll be done in lightning speed.
Lightning speed. That's what I'm after. A lot more open course now. There's still a bit of thatch in it, but for this area, I'm not really bothered. It's got a bit of moss in it, especially up to the top end where it's shady. However, this fencing's coming down anyway, so it's going to help that moss disappear. Yeah, so that's what we're after. I'm going to seed straight on top of that, and we'll just let that bit come through as it would.
So during the hyperlapse,
Yes.
I noticed that you were banging the head of the strimmer on the floor. Why do you do that?
Lets more cord out.
It lets more cord out.
I use like a much finer cord than I can get away with on this head, just because it's a lot quicker. It does use more cord, but it feels quicker to use. It goes through like dead grass and like bladed grass quite nicely, a lot faster than the big chunkier stuff.
And is there a specific technique that you have to use when you are strimming?
No, not really. Half the battle is getting it comfy on your shoulder. There's loads of different types of strimmer out there. I like me bull-horn type, just because they're a bit more comfy, just to click on and away you go. But I tend to always work into the area, because helps you on top of yourself, and that just flicks it to the side and to your back here, and you're always working in a clean strim line area. Then it just makes sense to work that way.
So there is method to your madness then?
There is method to my madness. Again, started strimming when I was like 12 with one of them little Black and Decker ones. Good to the bigger, but this is like an in-betweeny one, but you can get some proper big boys, 4-stroke ones, and they're quite nice to use, but equally as good, nice and light, especially when you're out all day.
Very good.
Yep.
Right, onwards and upwards.
I'm just going to nail that bit outside of the fence there, Joe.
Sweet.
Because it's a little bit long than I like. I'll just blow that through and get rid.
Lovely. Burning questions.
Burning questions.
What? Why?
Why? Right, time to weigh out. So that patch that we just done, strim back and stuff, I'm going to seed that up now. I was going to do 75% all the way through, and then stuck another 25% on 2 or 3 weeks later, just to give a bit of better succession. But on this bit, because it's out the way and out in the corner, I'm just going to go for a straightforward mix. So I'm going to stick 3 grams in per square metre. So what's 8 times 8, Joe?
8 times 64.
64. So I'm going to use 64 times 3.
Don't ask me that.
64 times 3. Let's just make sure the math.
You might want to make sure that 8 times 8 is right as well.
So 8 times 8 metres equals 64.
Yay.
64 times 3 grams equals 192 grams. So we're going to bang 192 grams again, because it's like the wetland. So I'm going to use the majority of this. Nice fresh seed in there. 192 grams. Make sure it's zeroed. Ounces, no, that's not going to help. Get on the right one, because that's not. There we go. 192. I have gone for the full sowing rate on this bit. Just because we don't have to go back in at that corner. I think it's going to be a bit more of a success in some places. But what we'll do is we'll put a I don't know, roughly about the same of grass in. So that will take us up to, if we doubled it,
388.
388. So, excuse the technique here. This is why my end fan ends up getting full of grass seed. 388, Joe?
Yep.
380. 392, that's close enough.
Yeah, and a 4 off.
This is just bog standard like meadow seed. Nothing really special in there. What I'm going to do, because I want this one to look a little bit pretty in the back corner, I'm going to dip into my special pot of stuff, and I'm going to put some quaking grass in there, which is this stuff. Lovely and light and fluffy, and it's really cool. This is the stuff that grows pretty tall and has like kind of rattly flowers on it. It's very pretty once you get into the back end of sort of August. So all I'm going to do is just probably, I don't know, pick me a number between 1 and 12.
Let's go 10.
10. So I'm going to put 10 grams in there. I think the scales are glinting a bit. I reckon we're about there on that.
Yeah, why not?
They're leaking a bit. And at the time, what we got in there. Time for a new set of scales, Joe. I think they've done too many meadows, mate.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. So, once you're done with your seed, I have got other things in there as well. Once you're done with that, that can go back in there. The lid goes back on because I don't want to get it damp. The lid's back in my magic box.
The
And
magic
then what
box.
I want to do, I just want to add some carrier, which is going to help blend all the seeds together, and it also gives me a good idea on where I've sown the seed. I roughly want to double that volume, so I want to come up to about here. It's not really a weight thing, it's more of a characteristic of how it's going to handle. That's all got kind of experience driven, so I'm just going to bank some of this.
So what is carrier?
Carrier, right, so carrier will take your seed a little bit further, and it will put the particles of seed in between it all, and it helps bulk it out.
Is it just like hay or something then?
Well, this is called Orbichick. It's basically crushed up hemp.
Crushed up hemp?
Yeah, crushed up hemp. It's really lightweight, it's so fluffy. We call it flour because we use this in all the mixes just to bulk it up like a cake mixture.
Right. Like sawdust in sausages and stuff
Yep.
like that.
So, do you know what? I just realised something, Joe.
What's that?
I put the wrong lid on the wrong thing.
Oh.
That's the one I wanted on that one. I don't think I'm going to add anything more to that. I think realistically, that's just going to do its job. All I'm going to do now is bulk it up quite nicely. See the layers? It looks like one of them.
One of those sun things that you get at the at the seaside.
Yep. And what we're going to do, I mean, it's very similar to kind of the Meadow in the box kits. Literally just bind it all together, and what you don't want, see how that heavy patch?
Yeah.
You need to make everything mingle and disappear. The thing is, if you do like a big mix, what you can end up doing is separating it all out, and it all ends up at the bottom and then nothing at the top. But I don't know if it's gonna, I love sweetie jars too as well. What we've got today, original chocolate nibbles.
Ooh.
Some very good friends at some sweetie shops. So you can't see anything in there now. It all looks the same.
Indeed.
Doesn't look like chocolate nibbles. Maybe rabbit nibbles. But yeah, there's some really interesting stuff in there. There's probably in that, can't do the maths quick enough, probably about 20-30 species in there. And we'll see how well it does. And we'll use this as a bit of a test thing. And because that's my square meter, we'll see how it works out.
Lovely. Right, you've got a phone call.
Again.